there to answer any questions and take the data that they had got, and I put them on that sketch.
Okay.
I don't have a copy of the sketch with me. But there is one, I believe, in the state attorney file.
Okay. In terms of Mr. Hood and Mr. Tomlinson, did either of them enter the dumpster?
Not physically. And the dumpster, initially the items on the top that were identified as items of evidence or of some value were taken out of the dumpster.
Who did that?
There was Detective Piccolo. I don't remember if he was a sergeant or a lieutenant back at that time. And Hodges also assisted in removing some of the items from there. But three of us picked the things out of the dumpster and laid them on a large plastic sheet.
Okay.
They were all photographed and given evidence item numbers.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, you arrive at the scene, there's a torso behind the dumpster, and would that be the first thing that you looked at, the torso, or did you wait for the medical examiner, or how did you?
No, I looked at the torso. I didn't physically turn him at that time or do any touching of the body. I first saw that, or it was pointed out to me, and I looked at the marks on the front of the dumpster.
Tell me about those.
It was my understanding that through we put our heads together to figure out what had occurred, but it appears as though a person had tried to lift the torso into the dumpster, but couldn't get it up over the rim to get it in. The torso left drag marks on the front of the dumpster, and then from the point where it met the ground, it was then dragged around the left side of the dumpster to be concealed behind it. There were drag marks on the ground that were composed of body tissue and blood.
Was the dumpster measured in terms of its height from the ground to the rim, this rim you're talking about?
I don't remember it being measured. Its height can be approximated by the videotape.
Okay. What about where the marks started? Did they start at the very bottom of the dumpster and go all the way to the top?
There was a slide mark that went down on an angle to where the body made contact with the ground in front of the dumpster. I don't have my photos here. It's a lot easier I can explain to her a lot easier. You haven't seen these photos, or?
I have, but they're, and we have them here as well. So if Mac, if you find yours, we can pull ours up.
Okay. They should be, actually, you probably know better where they are.
I don't recall seeing the video, though. So, but if she says we have it, then we
The
have
video is very self-explanatory. It follows the notes that we have here.
Well, she's looking at this. Did you talk to, if you look at Detective Riggs's report, do you have that in front of you? There was Rebecca Hunt, a G.W. Risner, a James Gibbons, and a Darlene Washburn, who were mentioned, also a Walter Berry, as persons who may have had some information. Darlene Washburn, in particular, alleged that she saw a pickup truck leaving the scene between 12:45 a.m. and 1 a.m. Did you talk to her at all?
I don't remember speaking to her. I remember tracking down the person that the driver was supposed to be, and in my report I have to dig it out.
Huh? What do you mean, tracking down the person that the driver was?
To see who the driver was, who the person was that was driving that vehicle. That person was identified.
Now, this isn't this is different from, I think, the person who was collecting cans.
Right, that's a separate person.
Okay. Do you know who the person was who was driving the
I'd
dark
have to go
car?
through my report here.
But you think it's in there?
It is.
Okay.
I read it yesterday.
Okay, good.
I think the easiest ones to look at are the ones that are marked Crimes and Photos 1, March Photos.
Okay.
It's under Crimes and Photos. And there's multiple ones, but I think this one is going to cover most of what we need.
It's on.
No.
It's on page 2 of my supplemental report dated 4/12 of 2010.
Okay, let me check it out
Crimes
here.
and Photos.
Here's my index.
I've got that. Which paragraph am I looking for?
I think it starts with the second paragraph. So I read the case file and goes on to the third paragraph down before you get to there are no palm prints. But that explains who those persons were. Pardon me, it's been a long time ago.
Well, now what I've got here, it said that G.W. Risner told him there was an old black male who had been in the dumpster looking for cans prior to the discovery of the torso. The report also said he drove a black Nissan or Toyota. And you started checking around you found out that it maybe it belonged to a Leo Edwards Sr., and you met with Edwards' daughter, Francina Edwards, who told your father had been dead a year and a half and that he did drive a Nissan, which was gray, collecting cans. But what I'm missing, I don't necessarily know that that's what I was asking about. Was this truck that was seen leaving between 12:30 and 1 a.m. by Mrs. Washburn. The can person was seen by Mr. Risner.
And that would be, if you'd like to look at a copy, what she's referring to is the offense incident report.
In the offense incident report, there's a G.W. Risner, who was a mechanic, who mentioned somebody. I think the can person and the pickup person are two different instances, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
That I can say.
Okay. So that part of your report seems to address the can man, but it doesn't necessarily address this dark-colored older model pickup seen by Miss Washburn. do we ever run that one down?